Всем привет! Продолжаем проходить Alan Wake.
Groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus.
Но вчера
There were only empty sheets of paper here. No manuscript pages.
выловили из озера. И я так понял, что положили радостно в дурку. Ну, собственно, капельницы и все такое.
Good evening, Alan. Are we feeling better now? Feeling calm?
Yeah. I see you brought your pet gorilla with you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message. Loud and clear.
Why, right. That's the spirit. You're being very brave, Alan. I understand you're confused. I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Big of you.
Now, why don't you come with me? We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten. Little walk and some fresh air? Yes, it will do you good. This corridor is for patients. Most of them aren't here right now. Jack took them out for a fishing trip, except for the ones who are particularly vulnerable, of course. I encourage creativity as a part of the recovery process here at Cauldron Lake Lodge. I specialize in treating artists.
I bet you do.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under control if we work together.
Я так понимаю, что там есть еще подвал с буйными. Творческими. Ля. Даже лифт отбили деревом.
Now, Alan, from past
Сейчас, на секунду.
I know I need to get right into the heart of the matter as quickly as I can after an episode. So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
No.
You're in a very vulnerable state until you understand and accept this. Alice drowned, and you couldn't face that. You're suffering from hallucinations, paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, an obsession about light and darkness, a feeling that everything revolves around you, your thoughts and dreams. Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario in which your writings are affecting reality. She has been kidnapped, and supernatural forces of darkness are trying to stop you. We go this way, Alan.
I wasn't ready for another shot, so I went along with it. He had to be lying. But under the influence of the drug he had given me, I had to fight not to believe his words.
It's all in your head. You've been making it up. Apart from the tragic accident with your wife, no one has been killed. Your delusions are just a manifestation of your subconscious mind trying to protect you from the too painful truth. Unless we fight the fantasy, it will return. I know the instinct is to resist me, but think about it. Doesn't this make far more sense than the insane supernatural conspiracy you have concocted in your mind? You're a skeptic by nature, Alan. We both know this. Everything can be explained logically.
Нет, я не пойму, если она умерла жена, и я все это придумал, так тоже тогда налил этого снотворного в чашку с кофе, и кто накачал эту чудесную официантку всяким непонятным. Ля какие. Типа 11 часов по солнечным.
I never get tired of this view. Very inspiring, isn't it?
Cauldron Lake spread below us. I could see Mirror Peak on the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
Меньше бухать надо.
It seems there's a storm coming. Funny, I don't recall there being a mention of that in the weather forecast. Well, no matter. This way. Follow me. Alan, what I'm telling you is good
Конечно.
news.
И голова
Right
бы не
now, you're in
болела.
control. Every time you have a relapse, it gets more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your imagination. Not surprising, considering your profession. Imagination is what you work with. After all your nightmares, this should come
Видишь,
as an immense relief
все
to
было
you.
приятно и
If it
полезно.
doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or because you don't want to admit that you're not well? It's very natural for you to think of me
Ну
as
тебе
your
же
enemy.
плохо все равно.
It's part of the illness.
I let him
After
talk.
all,
Hartman
I'm the one
obviously
trying
loved
to
his
bring
own
you
voice.
out of the
His
world
words
you've
echoed
constructed for
madly
yourself.
inside my head.
But I
I
can't
dug
do
my
it
nails
by
into the
myself.
palms of my hands to stay
You need to
focused.
work with me. Once you accept that, we can begin the journey towards your
Но
recovery.
даже если это все его личные галюны, то какого хрена за ним это ФБР гоняет? Этот поехавший алкаш ФБРовец гоняет. И копы.
Here's the entrance to the office wing. That's for staff only. You were impressed by my trophies when you first arrived here. I do love to hunt. The great outdoors, man versus nature. It's wonderful stuff.
Pretty damn wonderful, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I got you. Got you
Emerson.
good. I'm a real bad dream, mister. You should be afraid of me. Don't want to run into me in the night, that's for sure.
Please, Emerson. Mr. Wake is confused enough as it is.
начать стримить, чтобы тебе позвонили.
Yeah,
Очень
you'd like
удобно,
me to go
спасибо.
away so you won't.
Так, ага.
You can't just decide what kind of dream you have or when you have it.
Emerson,
Okay, okay. Sorry. Boo.
that's Emerson. We're actually making some progress with him, I'm happy to say. He works on video
Elbow
games.
strike. Ooh,
It's
yeah.
trash, of course, but it does involve
get
some
him to the head.
small creative effort, which makes him receptive to my therapeutic methods.
No kidding.
Ну, судя по тому, что ему что-то
Come, Alan, this way.
А бабки, походу, норм.
Oh, hello. I've painted you.
Okay.
I was just struck by inspiration a couple of days ago. Dr. Hartman wanted me to paint landscapes, and that's what I was doing. But now I've been doing these things, a lot of them. The images just keep coming. Dr. Hartman likes them. He has them in his office.
Yeah?
He's very proud of me. He says I'm getting much better. I think I'm getting better.
Он мне прям...
I guess I'd better start wrapping this up. The storm is almost here. Look at that. I'd hate to be out there tonight.
Какие прекрасные люди. Ну, я, короче, пошел пока. Нет. Усики, замуровали демоны.
Now, you might have noticed the typewriter in your room. You've been writing as a part of the therapy. As soon as you feel up to it, you should continue.
My rheumatism is killing me. There's a storm coming. Oh, what a storm.
I hope it wipes this place off the face of the earth.
And these two are the Anderson brothers, Odin and Tor. They had a, how should I put this? A heavy metal band in the 70s and 80s called Old Gods of Asgard. They even adopted new first names to complete the image of Viking gods. After the band broke up, they lived on a farm nearby. They are, well, in advanced stages of dementia. They're well cared for, TLC and all that. There's nothing more that can be done. I'm afraid that the rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark.
Ну да, вот это
Oh, that won't do.
особенно то.
I'm so sorry to cut this short for now, Alan. The power has been acting up. I'd better go check on it. We'll continue this soon. Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best. Don't you think?
I'd like to bash his head in with a hammer.
Oh, he'd love to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny. Yeah! Being crazy's a requirement, Sonny. Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It takes crazy to know crazy.
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Zane! You're all right, Tom. Hey, we like him, don't we, bro? He's got to go to the farm.
The Anderson Farm. Valhalla!
We wrote it all down, lest we forget. A crash course. All you need to know to get your head right. You need to find the message.
Here, Sonny, here's something for you. Gave me a rash, but I kept it safe from these bastards.
My head was clearing up.
Это псих Тор,
Zane
который
could
думал, что
feel
он
the
Тор.
poems taking form, shaping things. As he experimented, he imagined he could almost feel the power surging through the keys of the typewriter. It exhilarated him. but there was fear too. If not for his young assistant Emil, he would have given it up. But Emil convinced him otherwise. He too had a way with words.
Зейн ощущал, как рождаются стихи, обретая форму, изменяя мир. Он пробовал то одно, то другое, и казалось почти, что чувствовал силу, которая пронизывала клавиши печатной машинки. Это порождало в нем ликование, но в то же время и страх. Если бы не его молодой помощник Эмиль, он давно бы бросил это дело. Однако Эмиль убедил его продолжать. Эмиль тоже умел обращаться со словами. Блять, ну это многое объяснило. Вообще, блядь, эти страницы очень много
Or according
объясняют.
to Hartman, I was sinking back into the fantasy. I was convinced he was lying to me about everything. Crazy or not, the Andersons made more sense.
Tom, you got any booze on you?
Yeah, no.
We
Sorry,
have a
guys.
stash of the special stuff at the farm. Our own formula, local ingredients, medicine, clears your head right up. Makes you remember like moonbeams on the brain.
Друзья, что...
Tom's just lost is all. Baba Yaga got to him too, the damn witch.
Не зря он этому долбанному докторишке по роже съездил. Стоп.
Doc's got me looking after Wake. Hey, Wake, why don't you humor Dr. Hartman and give the writing a shot, huh? Typewriter's in your room. You can get to your room by those stairs, Wake.
Bad dream, and you can't wake up. You can't hurt a nightmare because all dreams are only imagination. They're only in your head, and they're not there when you wake up. So you can't wake up.
Ну, мы вчера шли... Ну, вчерашняя глава закончилась тем, что он дошел таки на вторую встречу с похитителем. Ну, якобы похитителем своей жены. Он доходит к месту встречи, слышит, что похититель разговаривает с кем-то, говорит, что они все соврали, у них не было никогда его жены, они просто захотели заставить его продолжить писать. Вот. Тут происходит Вейк, достает ствол, и похитителя засасывает неведомая черная херь. Потом засасывает туда же Вейк, он падает в воду, из воды его кто-то подбирает, и он очнулся в дурке. Собственно, все. Ну, еще за ним гонялась эта половина, вся королевская конница и вся королевская рать, то есть менты и агент ФБР.
Hartman wanted me to write. I knew I couldn't, but I figured I should just play along for now. It was the only thing I could do with Nurse Birch watching me like a hawk.
She used us all. Taken from all of us. Took my thunder, the witch.
And my ravens. What were they? Memory and thought.
Ну и нам косвенно говорят, что типа тут не все, то есть со всеми творческими людьми, типа, которые приезжают в этот городок, творится какое-то дерьмо.
Something's wrong. I'm not myself. It's hard to think that there's a shadow inside my head. I can only focus on writing. Everything else is a blur. I'm trapped in this cabin. Have been for days, but it's always dark outside. My editor is real. I saw her again. She's not human. It's not human. A dark presence is wearing the old woman's face. She was covered in clinging shadows. There's a hole in her chest where her heart should be. I think I've made a horrible mistake. I don't think I'm any closer to saving Alice. It's been
Лавкрафт какой-то.
using me to get the story it wants, and the story will come true. Hartman had mentioned that the power had been acting up. Maybe that was the reason for the generator and the work light on the balcony. The generator hadn't been activated, and there was no key.
Давай.
The white glare of the blank page in front of me hurt my eyes. My hands began to shake uncontrollably.
Everybody calm down. Put that down. Bert, I need help.
Hey, Wake, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be cool, okay?
I didn't know what the chaos was all about, but it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
Where the hell did he get a damn hammer?
I don't know.
Here's a friendly poke from your little wench.
Oh, afraid of the crazy brothers, are ya? Not so weak now, are we? Well, things are unraveling fast, aren't they?
It's my store. I'm taking it. We're on a comeback tour, baby.
И эти как их называют? Древ.
Hammer's way will have its say. Rise up in their name.
Что, прям через главный ход, да, убегать? Ну, это креативненько. Мог бы через окно вылезти.
Sinclair looked bad. That wasn't a love tap. The crazy old fart hit her hard. And if she was one of Hartman's goons, she had it coming. I could get the key to the office wing from Sinclair.
The backstage is all yours, Tom.
I had to get to
Seize
Hartman's
your
office.
destiny.
He had taken all my manuscript pages. That's where he'd been keeping them.
Come out and face the music, Birch. It's time to pay the piper.
Maybe you could come out and beat our wrinkled, adult, diapered asses for it.
The photo on the wall caught my attention. In it, the clinic staff was standing outside the lodge. I knew the man next to Hartman.
Ну да, это
He
он.
was the kidnapper. Hartman had been playing me all along.
То есть этот якобы похититель
The
работал
markings
на
on the tape
дурку.
said they were recordings Hartman had made of the sessions with his patients. I saw Alice's name on one of them. For a moment, I couldn't breathe right.
Now, Mrs. Wake, can you tell me about Alan's problems?
He's more and more out of control all the time. The parties, he's so angry all the time. He's getting violent.
Do you mean with you?
No, not with me. No, never. Sometimes I almost wish Alan would take a swing at me, because at least that'd lead to a conversation he couldn't just march out of. But no. Alan doesn't really sleep. And the work, well, he's not writing at all. He sits there for hours and just gets more and more frustrated. And I can't talk to him.
Yes. Tell me, Mrs. Wake, what would you say to him if he'd listen?
I don't know.
if you can just get him here, I'll absolutely do my very best.
Yeah, but Doctor, you need to be careful with him. He's not just going to listen to you and cooperate. He's the most stubborn man I've ever met.
Well, I'll be sure to bear that in mind.
Hearing her voice, what she was saying made me happy and sick and guilty all at once. Worst of all, I recognized the words. The phone call from her. It had been a cut-up of this. Just a recording.
Seriously! Do you have any idea how much trouble you're in?
Barry?
Ow! About time!
Barry! Man, am I glad to see you. We need to get to Hartman's office.
It's right next door.
You okay?
Yeah. I mean, no! The cops found me at Rose's trailer, but they didn't hassle me too much. I'm obviously a victim in this, and I demanded to be treated as such. Or else I'd sue their asses. Speaking of asses, that vet gave me a real hard time, but I had no clue where you were. That guy's crazy, Al. But he let me go, and then I get a call from Hartman, that son of a bitch, who tells me you're here, and I should come pick you up, but when I got here, 2 goons clobbered me and stuck me in there.
What's with the cutout?
I stole it from the diner to piss off Rose after what she did to us. That'll teach her.
Yeah, that's a harsh punishment. Come on, pal, we gotta get going.
То есть этот доктор воспользовался записями, которые оставила его жена, когда была в этой больнице. И типа вырезал из них кусок, дал этому похитителю, ну, якобы похитителю. Он именно этим нас мотивировал отдавать ему страницы. Прекрасно.
These were all the pages I had on me. And more.
Alan, please. You're sliding back into the...
Tell me one more lie and I'll shoot you in the face.
Ah, well, it was worth a shot. Really, Wake, come on. Let's work together on this. You have no idea...
Hartman, shut up! Barry, get out of here. I'll catch up with you. Get a car.
Oh, Al, let's just...
Go!
Wake, listen to me. This is a mistake. Don't you see? Together we can create something absolutely wonderful. With your ability and mine.
Минус доктор.
Find a way out.
Просто бежать. Твою мать.
I needed light to get the possessed bookshelves out of my way.
Спасибо, блядь, Кэп. Меня сейчас убьют тут. А, там же генератор наверху не запущенный. У меня как раз ключ. Да вы достали. стой, стой, стой. Сейчас бы рекламу смотреть. Да чтоб тебя, хрень кривая. Ждем, пока она выбьет дверь. Что вариантов других нет. Зато типа быстро. Зато копы за ним начнут гоняться с еще большим остервенением. Я так понимаю.
But the gate's locked. You're gonna have to go through the hedge maze over there.
Barry, I don't have a light.
Take this, Al.
Привет. Добро. Ну, окей, да, хорошо, пройти через лабиринт. Это я понял. Слева, что ли, как-то подняться? Привет, привет, говорю. И где? Не? А, он фонарик не дает. Фу, блин. Вот твою мать. Сумасшедшие эти садовники. Пули это круто. Да ж твою... Сука. Надо было этот фальшфейер зажечь. Что-то я затупил. Тут типа тупик. Если, конечно, хорошо, а патронов мне не хотят насыпать чуть-чуть? Ну хотя бы немножко. Ну пожалуйста. Лабиринт. А типа через кусты пролезть нельзя, да? Тут типа тоже тупик. Просто в экстазе от него был сейчас. Особенно, когда на тебя 4 рожи выползают в замкнутом пространстве в этой игре. Это просто феерия. Иди ко мне, говно. Ну, мужик, ну хватит, алло. Типа, сияние косплеить это прикольно, но что... Сука. И все, что ли, да? Прикольненько. Это не доктор был, это был этот санитар. Доктор где-то, доктору это уже темная сила загрызла. Мы его загрыли, загрызли. Закрыли с ней наедине. Ну, и шериф, не, шериф тоже жив, не надо тут ля-ля. До них еще не добралось это дерьмо, но минус больницы и все психи в ней, это точно.
Hartman kept talking, giving Barry the grand tour, clearly proud of the place. He went on and on about his hunting trophies, and Barry was impressed. But he was here on business. He raised his voice, cut through the monologue. Hey, Hartman, where's Al? Hartman stopped in mid-sentence, annoyed at the interruption. He nodded at the hulking orderly standing nearby. The man smiled and clapped a practiced hand on Barry's shoulder.
Хартман, явно гордившийся этим местом, говорил без умолку. Он провел для Барри настоящую экскурсию и долго рассказывал о своих охотничьих трофеях. Барри был впечатлен, но все-таки он пришел по делу. Барри повысил голос, прерывая монолог. «Послушай, Хартман, а где Ал?» Раздраженный вмешательством, Хартман остановился посередине предложения. Он кивнул Верзиле, стоявшему в ожидании приказаний. Человек улыбнулся и похлопал Барри по плечу тяжелой рукой. Дальше его отпиздили и...
Hartman followed the fall of Alan Wake with his binoculars. When the rider hit the water, he ordered Jack to take the boat to him. The spot was easy to see in the dark, even with all the extra lights in the boat. The flare floated and kept burning even in the water. Jack turned the radio louder as the engine sputtered. The music was rough and clanking, something the Anderson brothers would no doubt have enjoyed. But Hartman chose to ignore it. Wake was finally within his reach.
Хартман, вот на этом начинается 4 глава и заканчивается 3. Хартман наблюдал за падением Алана Уэйка в бинокль. Когда писатель рухнул в воду, он приказал Джеку направить лодку к нему. Это место легко было разглядеть в темноте, хотя в лодке и горели все огни. Сигнальная ракета не затонула и горела даже в воде. Когда мотор затарахтел, Джек включил радио погромче. Музыка грохотала и лязгала. Такое, без сомнения, пришлось бы по вкусу братьям Андерсоном, но Хартман сделал вид, что ничего не слышит. Уэйк наконец-то был у него в руках. Блин, ну вообще какой-то странный врач. Он сам поехавший был.
Hartman knew he was no creator. He had no ambitions on that front. And he certainly didn't want to end up like every artist he had worked with here, damaged in ways that were hard to describe, or worse. It was enough for Hartman to maintain creative control and provide direction, to be a producer. That was what most of these people were in need of anyway. Of course, suitable subjects were few and far in between.
Хартман знал, что он не творец, у него не было честолюбивых устремлений в этой области, и уж верно не хотел кончить так, как все эти представители творческих профессий, с которыми он здесь работал, с немыслимо изувеченной душой, если не хуже. Для Хартмана было довольно осуществлять творческий контроль и давать направление, быть продюсером. В любом случае, большинство этих людей нуждались именно в этом. Конечно, подходящие объекты встречались крайне редко.
I stared at the Viking paraphernalia that littered the area, surrounding an unlikely centerpiece. A full-size stage complete with an impressive sound system with all the trimmings, including a dragon. It took a special kind of crazy to build something like this in a remote field. When the sky split open with a deafening boom and the music started blasting, it felt strangely appropriate.
Я разглядывал предметы из обихода викингов, разбросанные вокруг поразительного сооружения в центре. Это была полноразмерная сцена с отличной звуковой аппаратурой и многочисленными украшениями, включая дракона. Чтобы построить такое в глухом поле, требовалось особое безумие. Когда небо с оглушительным грохотом раскололось и грянула музыка, мне странным образом показалось, что так и должно быть.
Mott knew that Wake was smarter than him. Wake had more money, a beautiful wife, everything. And Hartman said Wake was important. That made him better than Mott. But Mott was calling the shots now. He'd expected Wake to whimper and grovel, but instead, he seemed willing to fight. Mott knew he'd gotten under Wake's skin. If only Mott actually had his wife. The thought made him shiver.
Мот — это похититель, типа неудав. Похититель, который ни хера не похищал, значит вымогатель. Или шантажист. Мот знал, что Уэйк умнее, у него было больше денег, красивая жена и все, чего можно пожелать. И Хартман говорил, что Уэйк важен, а значит лучше Мота. Но теперь командовал Мот, он ждал, что Уэйк будет ныть и унижаться, но казалось, тот был готов к борьбе. Мот знал, что задел самую чувствительную струну Уэйка. Вот бы и за правду заполучить его жену. Эта мысль заставила содрогнуться.
Hartman hurried down the corridor. Hartman wasn't happy. Mott could see it in his eyes. He quickly lowered his own. He had made a mess of it, and he knew it. The shame of failure was hard to bear. He hadn't expected Wake to say he needed more time, and he blurted out 2 days, less than Wake had asked for, to show him who was in charge. But that wasn't part of Hartman's plan.
Хартман был недоволен, Мот видел это в его глазах. Сам он тут же опустил взгляд. Он все испортил и знал об этом. Стыд поражения был невыносим. Мот не думал, что Уэйк попросит об отсрочке, и ляпнул 2 дня. Меньше, чем просил Уэйк, чтобы показать, кто здесь главный. В планы Хартмана это не входило. Вообще.
Hartman hurried down the corridor. He had disliked leaving Wake when he was surely at his most susceptible to therapy. But this was not an ordinary storm. Wake had been writing, and he had woken something up in the depths of the lake. Now, it was coming for him. Hartman had naturally prepared for a situation like this. The idiot brothers would keep Wake distracted while Hartman double-checked everything, just to be sure.
Хартман торопливо шагал по коридору. Ему не по душе было оставлять Уэйка в ту самую минуту, когда писатель наверняка наиболее восприимчив к его методу лечения. Но это была необычная буря. Уэйк писал и этим самым пробудил нечто в глубинах озера. Теперь она шло за ним. Хартман само собой давно уже подготовился к подобным ситуациям. Слабоумные братцы отвлекут Уэйка, а он, Хартман, тем временем все проверит, просто на всякий случай. Да нет. Почему? Их не особо много, по-моему. Сука. Я думал, на меня куст напал. А это были бомжи с топорами. Когда они на тебя сзади нападают, вообще не люблю. Ну тогда, где жена? Ну, если этот хер ее не похищал, то где жена? Вот в чем вопрос. 3 минуты перерыв.
Колумб Америку открыл, великий был моряк, но заодно он научил весь мир курить табак. От трубки мира у костра раскуренной с вождем привычка вредная пошла в масштабе мировом.
Минздрав предупреждает.
Курение — это яд.
Минздрав предупреждает. Минздрав предупреждает.
Колумб ни в чем не виноват. Колумб, который Христофор не ведал, что творил.
Немало утекло с тех пор дым сизый наших сил.
Нам слаще аромата роз табачный перегар.
А в дыме вам инфаркт, склероз, рак легких и катар.
Минздрав предупреждает.
Курение — это яд.
Минздрав предупреждает.
Минздрав предупреждает. А Колумб...
Ни в чем не виноват.
Я лично бросил, не курю. Я бодрый, полон сил. Родной Минздрав, благодарю, что он предупредил.
Курильщик, извини меня за грустный каламбур. Курению с нынешнего дня
объявим перекур. Курение — это яд.
Минздрав предупреждает.
А Колумб!
Колумб ни в чем не виноват.
Надо горячие клавиши себе какие-нибудь выделить под это все дело. О, тайничок. Но это было не так опасно, как в прошлый раз, блин. А вон и Барри. Барри. Я иду, Барри. Лучше дверь открыл, а не стоял.
Al! You're alive! Let's get out of here. Can you open this gate?
Maybe.
Barry.
Well, I slammed it shut when the nasty showed up, and the key fits kind of loose in the lock, so, Barry! I'll find it, don't worry about it!
Ну и мудак ты, Барри. Ля какие.
Hurry up, Barry!
Так, а чё отвалилось? Почему? Родилось. Сейчас бы трансляции еще не отпадали.
I'm on it! It's gotta be here! Just hang on, Al!
Чтоб тебе мразь.
Al, please tell me we're headed for the nearest "You're now leaving Bright Falls. Come back soon" sign.
We're going to the Anderson farm.
I knew you were gonna say something like that. You know what? You owe me big time for this. When this is through, if we make it, I don't care what anybody says, I'm done with darkness.
Да.
You're gonna buy me a tanning bed as a gift, and I'm gonna live in it.
Прям какой-то этот черный пожар. Да, удалил, нафига оно мне надо, если я в него не играю. Но оно и испортилось. Раньше это было типа более тактическая хрень, а сейчас там стал какой-то этот симулятор полетов, покатушки на сноубордах и такое всякое дерьмо.
I'm crazy, but that's fine, Barry.
Oh, you got that right, Al. You're barking mad. You are by far the craziest.
But maybe that's inevitable when you deal with crazy stuff like this. It helps. This is happening, Barry. Alice, they never had Alice. She's trapped in the darkness at the bottom of the lake, but she's not dead.
Al, how can you know that?
I know, Barry. I can...
Al,
No, listen. I can bring her back. I can find her. There's something special about this place. The lake, it does something to the works of art created here. It makes them come true. But there's a catch. The dark presence, whatever that thing is, twists it to its own ends. That's why all of this is happening. It's using my manuscript to take over everything.
Al, I believe you.
It happened to Thomas Zane before, it happened to the Andersons.
I believe you. Crazy or not, you're not delusional. Weird shit's going down. That's a fact. I'm on board, man. I'm with you.
The Andersons knew about it, but they were too far gone to tell me with all the drugs they were on. But they wrote it down. There's a message somewhere at their farm, Barry. We just need to find it. Look out!
Перелом всего.
God damn it, Al, talk to me.
I had lost my gun in the crash. Barry was nowhere to be seen.
Barry! Barry!
Oh, man, you're okay! Jeez, it's good to hear your voice! I was trying to get out of the car, but the ground gave way. Man, what a drop! Don't worry, your cutout is fine.
Forget that! Are you okay?
I hit some bushes, didn't get a scratch. There's no way you can climb down, though. It's like a sheer wall. Al! There's something moving down here!
Barry, it's a taken! Use a flare, Barry!
Yeah!
Barry, are you alright?
I'm good, Al! I'm great! Guess you never messed with anyone from New York City before, huh? You're gonna have to find your way around to the farm, Al! I'll be waiting!
Barry, just wait for me, okay?
Al! I'm not staying here! It's suicide! I'm going to the farm! I'm gonna go ahead and secure the area. You can catch up. Don't worry about it. I'm on the case.
Now he's Rambo. This would turn into a disaster if I didn't catch up with Barry.
Тоже мне, блин. Нахер ему этот манекен? Хз. Паш, нормальный. Пупок лайт, он пойдет. Если у тебя это кровь из ушей не пойдет, чтобы нормально все слышать. На нах. Сука. Тварь. Сейчас бы пистолет найти. А лучше и фонарик. Было бы неплохо. Да вы меня замучили. Короче, надо двигаться дальше, пытаться. До утра тут буду бегать вокруг этого прожектора. Ебать, вагонетка, а? Ну что уже за говно бесчеловечное?
I hoped there'd still be a working generator somewhere around here to power up the old lights by the gate. I could sense the movement in the woods ahead. Facing the enemy without a weapon was dangerous, but I had no choice.
Батареек нет. Правда, не одна. In the dark. Правда, не одна в темноте? Что? Прекрасно. Описание просто божественное. Пошли в задницу, псы.
I could sense the movement in the woods ahead. Facing the enemy without a weapon was dangerous, but I had no choice.
Ну окей. Че, реально что пистолет не дает? Типа беги. Сука! Да, хочу эту хрень завести. Чем так просто отдаваться, не... Еще не факт, что от них можно будет вот взять просто так и убежать. Нет, не вариант. Да беги ты, мразь. что ни хрена не ран. Их что-то очень много, не?
I could sense the movement in the woods ahead. Facing the enemy without a weapon was dangerous, but I had no choice.
Эй, по хребту прям. И больно, козл.
A car was driving away from the farm, headed in the same general direction as I was. For all I knew, it was Barry, caught in the consequences of leaping before looking.
Патрон все равно ни хрена нет.
The car was heading for the cabin up ahead. It wasn't far. If it was Barry, I would see the damage soon.
I'm trying to deliver each page to the right time and place. I'm trying to show you how the story goes.
I had seen glimpses of the light before. I had seen it in my dream. It was a strange spaceman or a diver in a bulky suit. He was the one who'd been placing the pages on my path.
Так, что там со страницами?
For the moment, Barry was just glad he had survived the fall. He had been separated from Al, and there was no easy way to climb back up. He told himself he'd be okay in the gloomy forest at night. He would just have to wait for a while for Al to find his way down. Barry turned when he heard the heavy footsteps and saw the movement. The man-shaped shadow lunged at him from the bushes, an axe held high. Barry screamed and threw up his hand. The world exploded.
Пока Барри просто радовался, что выжил после падения Алла не было видно рядом, и забраться назад было нелегко. Барри сказал себе, что все будет в порядке, ночью в мрачном лесу. Просто придется подождать, пока Ал не найдет путь вниз. Услышав тяжелые шаги, Барри обернулся и увидел, как из-за кустов к нему метнулась тень в форме человека с высоко занесенным топором. Барри закричал и скинул вверх руку, мир взорвался. Это мы видим, что он...
Hartman watched as Wake's features slackened. The man was bullheaded, no doubt. Even lying on the bed, he'd almost broken Hartman's nose the second time. But with a little time, he could break Wake down, give him proper direction. Wake was easily the most promising subject he had had. Well, since Tom, really. Sleep well, Alan, Hartman whispered with a smile. Let me take care of you. He sniffed hard to clear his throbbing nose, swallowed blood, and barely tasted it.
Хартман смотрел, как с лица Уэйка уходит напряжение. Парень был упрямцем, и нечего и говорить. Даже лежа почти умудрился второй раз сломать Хартману нос. Но со временем он сможет прогнуть Уэйка и дать ему нужное направление. Да, Уэйк был самым многообещающим со времен Тома, несомненно. «Хороших снов, Аллан», — прошептал Хартман, улыбаясь. «А я уж о тебе позабочусь». Он шмыгнул пульсирующим от боли носом, сглотнул кровь и почти не ощутил ее вкуса.
Agent Nightingale stared at the passed-out rider. the man was sleeping off one hell of a night. Nightingale felt a stab of envy at Wake's oblivion, but he had a job to do. He put the gun to Wake's head and almost became a murderer. His hand shook and his throat felt tight and dry. Biting his teeth, he tried again to pull the trigger. He lost the nerve. Wake stirred. Nightingale would have to settle for an arrest.
Агент Натингейл буравил взглядом писателя, лежащего без чувств. Парень отключился после жуткой ночи. Натингейл почувствовал, что завидует забытию Уэйка. Но у агента оставалось одно важное дело. Он приставил пистолет к голове писателя, чтобы через секунду обратиться в убийцу, но рука его дрогнула, а в горле пересохла. Кусая губы, агент еще раз попытался нажать на курок, но хладнокровие изменило ему. Уэйк пошевелился, Натингейлу придется организовывать арест. Блин, нихрен бухать.
The dark presence followed the choreography laid out to it in the manuscript, growing stronger and stronger, moving like a storm from one scene of destruction to the next. But it was still bound to follow the story and chained to the dark place it came from. When the story reached the end it longed for, it would finally be free.
Темная сущность следовала схеме, которая была расписана для нее в рукописи, и становилась все сильнее, перемещаясь словно буря от одной сцены разрушения к другой. Однако она по-прежнему вынуждена была придерживаться сюжета и была прикована к тому месту, из которого явилась. Когда роман достиг бы желанного финала, темная сущность наконец-то обрела бы свободу.
When he stopped the car at the Anderson farm, Walter felt relieved. Oblivion was close at hand. The brothers wouldn't miss a jar of moonshine or two in the booby hatch. But then he saw the man on the porch, and he knew who it was. Driving for his life and knowing it was useless, he didn't realize he was crying until he couldn't see the road for the tears.
Оставив машину у фермы Андерсонов, Уолтер перевел дух. Скоро он сможет успокоиться. У братьев наверняка припрятана бутылка другая крепкого пойла, но потом он увидел человека на крыльце и понял, кто это. Он гнал машину, пытаясь спасти свою жизнь, но знал, что это бесполезно. Он не замечал, что плачет, пока из-за слез не стало не видно дороги. Слава роботам.
Someone had left a gun behind. Now I had a fighting chance of reaching the farm.
Больно, блин. Типа я не еще легкий какой-то. Мимо. Сука. Подойду с первого раза. А не рожи танковать удары было бы вообще неплохо. Сука. Минус лицо. Угу. Я бы сказал, беспощадно. Ай-яй-яй-яй, убили Алана Вейка. Тваря. Да сколько? Нет, нафиг. 8 патронов, это так все. На нафиг. Беги, дурак. Козлы.
I could see the car, but there was no sight of the driver.
Нелес, полоса препятствий.
Hello? Anybody here? Barry!
No! Danny, you're not! Ah! Please! Ah! What are you? Ah! No! Don't! I'm sorry! Ah! Ah!
I know you. You were in jail the other day.
I went to the farm again for the moonshine, you know? It makes you see. They're not gonna miss it. They're in the loony bin. But my buddy, Danny, I lost him.
Это не тот. Это алкаш старый какой-то, него не жалко.
Not him. Like a real bad follow-up to a real good movie. The best friend's suddenly the bad guy. Who wrote this crap anyway?
Нифига себе, он бутылку порол. Ну, это зловещее дерьмо написал я, по всей видимости. Ну, Alan Wake.
I've run through every possible course in my head. If I continue like the dark presence wants me to, the story I'm writing won't save Alice. It's a horror story, and it's going to kill her, and me, and everybody in this town. No one will survive. Darkness will consume everything. This is what it's wanted all along. It will be free, unstoppable. It used Alice to get to me, dangled her in front of me to keep me going. It was never going to release her. I'm going to change this. I'll escape. I've written myself into the story. I'm now the protagonist. This feels like a terrible risk, but it's the only way to save Alice. I'll be bound by the events of the story just as much as anyone else who's been woven into it. The story must stay true for this to work. There have to be victims along the way, near escapes, cliffhangers. In a horror story, it can't be certain that the hero will succeed or even survive. He almost has to die. I'll write my own escape into the story next. I need help. Zane's going to be the one who'll help me. I'll make it happen. Let me guess. Danny, huh?
То есть, типа, мы главный герой. Вписанные же нами. Что-то где-то я это уже
The
видел.
front door was locked. The farm was still a good distance away. I'd need a car to get there fast. If Barry wasn't up here, he was probably in trouble down at the farm.
Так,
For a
поехать мы
moment,
успеем.
I felt bad for doubting him. After all, I made it this far myself. But Barry was Barry.
Кто-то распотрошил олейника. Еще один тайник. Сейчас бы друзей спасать, когда кофе можно пить.
As I'm sure everyone's noticed, that storm we all felt coming is finally here. The boys at the weather service reckon it'll last until morning at the very least. Pertaining to that,
Если я в каждую буду такую хибару заезжать, я вообще вечно буду искать страницы. Че, типа никак не проехать, что ли? Че? Пошли пешком. Еще один тайник. Бычара.
I'd known the brothers used to be some kind of rock stars, but it hadn't really sunk in until I saw the stage.
А вот и эта обещанная площадка с драконом.
There's too many of them!
Yeah.
God damn. I'm so glad you decided to go it alone, Mr. Constant.
Shut up and shoot! Ow! We have to fight them off! I can set off more of the fireworks from here and help you out! Hey, Al! Did you notice there's a lot of ammo and stuff around? This place is stocked! Al, hold on! I'll try to get the stage lights on! Yes! Here we go! Barry Wheeler to the rescue! Oh, damn it! Goddamn turn of the century wiring! Hang on out! I'll get them working again, I promise! No, no, no! Why do you keep doing this to me? Do it for Barry, please, please, please!
Думаете, блин?
Enjoy it! God damn it! Oh! Did I do that?
I'm so glad you decided to go it alone.
Концерт самое то.
Al, we have to fight them off! I can set off more of the fireworks from here and help you out! Hey, Al, did you notice there's a lot of ammo and stuff around? This place is stocked! Al, hold on! I'll try to get the stage lights on!
Ну так бы еще быстрее эти прожекторы не ломал. Ебать.
Please don't let me die. Although if I buy it, this is pretty much how I always wanted to go out. Rock and roll!
Рок-н-ролл пиздец.
Children of the Elder God! Enjoy it! God damn it!
Все прут и прут, а. Хоть демоны. Вау. Это было круто.
That was awesome!
Bright Falls, rock and roll capital of America.
Hey, Al! This way to the farm!
Ну. Сделано-то прикольно.
See, bestseller? No reason to worry. Your cutout's good as new, right where I left it. I'll come back for it once we have the place secured.
Yeah, that's been my biggest worry all this time. We need to get this thing moved out of the way.
This is as far as I got, before they ambushed me.
Но концерт был зачетный.
Hey, I think Alan Wake here has something to say. What's that, Al?
I'm Alan Wake. I'm always right about everything. And if I don't get my way, I'll sulk all day long. I'm always intense and moody. It makes me very attractive and mysterious. Right now, I'm just standing here because I need my best friend Barry to carry me. But that's okay. I can just take...
Wow! You look at that thing, Al! They really went all out with this Viking crap, didn't they?
Натурально. Ход Вальгалла.
Sleep. We all spend night springs. Man, brings back memories. Hey, remember when I got you that gig? Your first real writing job.
Ну да, где-то в жопе мира, в какой-то деревне, эти психопаты-викинги устроили. Это же это, концерт тех двух Тора, который махал детским молотком в дурке.
The Viking boat looked imposing, almost like a battering ram.
Еще одна страница. А, или нет, страница просто пол. Уи! Да. Вот мне дали прожектор, сука. Тупыри. Я только не пойму, почему они Барри этого не бьют. Нет, вроде бьют, но мне кажется, будет забавно, если бы окажется, что этот дядя Барри вообще придуманный, его нет на самом деле. Ну, у меня он копится, дробаш, я решил поюзать, чего бы нет. Что-то они уже, знаешь, в таком количестве набегают, что как-то не очень эффективно арбалет. Значит, они как-то странно его не трогают. Зашкирился пес.
Those geezers had quite a production going on. Ooh, you know what, Al? If we make it through this alive, I'm gonna start representing them. Yep, sell this stuff online, maybe get a reality show going, release a new single.
Good luck with that, pal.
Hey, you find us a way out of here, okay? I'm gonna take a closer look at this stuff. Be careful, Al!
Я, блядь, стараюсь, аж пиздец.
I'm good. Keep your eyes open, okay?
As you regular listeners know, I tend to work through the night, but I'm not the only one. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton are taking a couple of moments off their busy schedule to join me here in the studio. Boys, how busy are you now? Just
Причем радио живет вообще своей жизнью. Они вообще что ли не уезжают, что происходит?
I could see the building that had to be the Andersons' home on the other side of the field. It wasn't far now. I wasn't worried about trusting the ramblings of two burned-out geriatric wrecks. They had the goods.
Эта херня сейчас меня убивать поедет, так это работает, да? Ребятки все не уймутся, как я смотрю, да? Они неутомимы. Странно, что больше страниц не дают. И Барри пропал. Ну чё, пошли в дом Тора. Как старых алкашей двух. Вот ты, блин, еще и этого, блин, забыл. Его с собой надо тащить. Сам бы открыл, тоже мне.
I had to find a key to get Barry out.
Yeah, it's me. Hang on. I'll try to find a key to get the door open.
Дебилы.
Hey, what's the holdup? Come on, this place is all dusty. You know I got my allergies.
Потерпишь. Ничего страшного, аллергия у него тоже какой нежный.
Come on now, open the door already.
Hey, let's go, man.
Ну, мы сейчас в два фонарика им покажем.
I think we're gonna have to work together to open this gate, Al. Looks pretty heavy. Ah! Hey, I think that's the farm on the other side of the field. We're almost there. This farm is a crazy place for crazy people.
We should feel right at home then.
Валихала.
Come Come on, one more gig. Let's do this thing.
И короткий перерыв. Поехали дальше. Ой, что-то. Пошли. Зайдем в Волгалу. Old God knows the truth.
The lights are out. Guess we better check the fuse box.
Ну да, кофе в сортире, топ.
The power downstairs was out, but I was sure I could fix that at the fuse box.
Где искать эти долбаные предохранители? Ракетница тут у них. Все дела. Еще кофе.
You know, this place looks kind of lived in. I thought the Andersons were in the booby hatch.
Yeah, I don't think they keep too close an eye on them at the clinic. They seem to slip away a lot so they can get wasted.
No kidding. Those guys sound awesome.
Вот предохранители.
Let's get the lights on, huh? Can you hear that, Al? Music?
Of course. We need to find where it's coming from. That's the message the Andersons talk about. That's the whole reason we're here.
Lady of the Light? Oh, that's gotta be... What's-her-face? The crazy lamp lady from the town.
Cynthia Weaver.
Right. Must be.
Не баньте меня, пожалуйста.
Okay.
We need to find Cynthia Weaver. We'll stay here for the night and head back to town as soon as it gets light.
Hey, Al. Lots of hours before dawn. Might as well get some rest. And by rest, I mean drunk.
Come on, Barry, this is... Yeah, what the hell?
Слушай, мудак, за ним Бетова гоняется. Долбаный полтергейст, он бухает.
No, seriously, because I know we don't get along, but we're gonna find her, right? Even though you're a crazy bastard, I'm gonna stick by you, no matter what, ever, Al. Sure, like a brother.
I'm a writer, goddammit.
Correct.
If I just wanted to, I could write 10 books a year. And they'd be the best books that year.
No, you couldn't.
That's right, I couldn't. But I could, because I'm a writer.
What? What do they put in this stuff? I feel like my brain is coming out of my nose. I'm gonna get the recipe off those coots and be a booze millionaire.
I just miss her, Barry. I just want her here with me.
I know, Al. I know. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna make it okay.
Понимаю. Ну что я могу сказать? Галюны топчик. А мне куда идти вообще?
Alice, I'm coming. It's all right. I'm coming.
It was a crazy drunken dream, and yet it was more than that. It was the truth, a suppressed memory unearthed by the Andersons' moonshine. I was there, an out-of-body observer. This was the night Alice and I had arrived at Bright Falls, the night Alice had disappeared. I had a chance to find out what had happened. I remembered being surprised to see the cabin dark. Alice would have never turned the lights off. I remembered thinking I caught a glimpse of her form underwater, sinking into the darkness. Diving after her was the last vague memory I had of that night. After that, the next thing I could remember was waking up behind the wheel of the crashed car and finding the first pages of the manuscript. I couldn't find her in all that blackness. I must have thought she drowned.
Alice!
Jagger had Alice, and so she had me.
Alice!
I'd been easy prey.
Look at the cabin. Is there someone in the window?
Alice?
Maybe she didn't drown after all. Maybe she's inside.
Alice!
Yes.
The dark presence had touched me. She had dug her nails into my brain and used me, made me her puppet.
Интересный самогон такой.
Must be here somewhere. Maybe upstairs in the study.
Alice!
Yes, that's where she is. You can apologize.
Alice!
You'll laugh at the whole thing together and put it behind you.
Alice?
She's not here. You were foolish to think so. No, she's dead. She drowned.
No, no, no!
It's your fault your wife is dead. You are guilty. All she wanted was to help you right. You killed her.
Ah!
Oh, hush. There's still hope. Cauldron Lake is a special place. Here, you have the power to change things. She wanted you to write. I will tell you what to do. You can write her back.
Привет.
The story will come true, and all will be well again.
She had Alice, and the manuscript was the ransom for her.
Типа того.
All right. I'll fix it. I'll bring her back. No. I wrote it. I remembered it all now. In the dark, I'd written for days, a week, almost a complete manuscript of a novel entitled Departure. Jagger had been my editor, whispering in my ear, making sure that the unfolding story would make her more and more powerful. I thought I was saving Alice. Even with the cobweb she put in my head, some part of me had been aware enough to write my escape into the story, to bring a light into the cabin to release me before I could finish, to interrupt the horror story before the ending, where darkness consumed everything and everyone. Zane was weak and far away, but I had written him into the story, and his light had been enough to set me free.
It isn't here now. I'm here because it was written. I brought the light to set you free. You must hurry. It will know I'm here. It will be back soon. It stole the skin of my Barbara a long time ago. She looks so old.
I had woken up, confused and groggy, my mind consumed by darkness and fear. All I could do was to escape. The week spent in the cabin had taken its toll. I was barely conscious and fading fast. It had to have cost Zane terribly, thrown him even deeper into whatever dark place he now haunted. But he had managed to weaken the dark presence, kept me safe that night. my fault.
That's right, James Joyce. It's your fault, and you're gonna pay for it.
There's an altar wrought with mystery of Tom the poet and his muse, and a magic lake which gave a light to the words the poet used. Now the muse she was his happiness, and he rhymed about her grace, and told the stories of treasures deep beneath the blackened waves.
Не надо меня банить.
Till in the stillness of wonder and still in its misty crown, the muse she went down to the lake, and in the waves she drowned. And now to see your love set free, you will need the witch's cabin key. Find the lady of the light, gone mad with the night. That's how you reshape destiny. The poet came down to the lake to call out to his dear. When there was no answer, he was overcome with fear.
Previously on Alan Wake. Under the influence of the dark presence, I wrote a horror story that is coming true. Jagger had been my editor, making sure that the unfolding story would make her more and more powerful. Some part of me had been aware enough to write my escape into the story.
Together we can create something absolutely wonderful.
The lake, it does something to the works of art created here. It makes them come true. My mom gave me this old light switch.
The clicker.
Alice is being kept in a dark prison. I need to find Cynthia Weaver to fix this.
It's your fault, and you're gonna pay for it.
Че, я думаю, пока на этом все. Если что, я сегодня продолжу чуть попозже. Начнем пятый эпизод. Всем спасибо, кто смотрел, кто будет смотреть в записи. Удачи, сидите дома.